That's it for Fireside Chat. You skipped.
Oh, my bad.
Cute.
Sorry.
Roll it back.
Don't.
How's it going, patrons? This is your bonus episode where we talk about Fireside Chat, a watch list, movie review, or a Stump the Chump. When you are at the $5 tier, aka the SequelCentric tier, this gives you access to vote on the topic we're going to talk about each month. This month, according to the poll, we're having a Fireside Chat about the Santa Claus franchise.
It was a landslide.
The
other one didn't get any votes.
It was unanimous.
Yes, it was crazy.
I
thought there'd at least be a list of few votes.
I know, at least there'd be
for a
one.
Christmas story, Christmas.
But yeah, nope. I am Sandra, and he is the Scott to my Carol, Nate. How you doing?
Excellent.
My balls are being
Just
weird.
finished up watching the last episode of the Santa Clauses, so
Yep.
now we can talk about the whole entire franchise.
Yep.
From beginning to end, for better or for worse. How does Tim Allen do it from beginning to end?
Yeah, really.
Are you excited to talk about, a little fireside chat of this IP that's been going on for close to 30 years or
Something like that.
something like
Yeah,
that?
like
Or
the 90s.
if not, it's close enough.
Like the early 90s when the first one came out. Yeah. Hopefully this will wrap it up unless they find something else, another clause somewhere.
I didn't think they could find one after the escape clause, but leave it to Disney streaming to.
They were digging deep. Yeah, I'm ready.
Excellent. But before we do, we here at SequelCentric would like to thank our super and outrageous patrons for helping this channel out in 2022. Thank you, Mari, very much. We'd also like to thank our other patrons who've helped us out throughout the years. Well, we are 2 years. We are 2 years as of this month. But for the last year, like Big Mama Blake, Cindy, Sean, Chris. Wait, I don't want to take that title away from you.
Oh, Chris McDaddy.
Superman Supreme.
Yeah.
P.S. Frank, Eduardo, and our buddy over in the Philippines, Michael.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to get us a beverage.
Okay, let's also give a special shout out to Fernando, who became SequelCentric's first patron member 2 years ago as of this month. So thank you very much for taking a leap of faith 2 years ago, and hopefully, we've gotten slightly better over the years.
I don't know where that went, but okay. Would you like some bubbly?
Sure.
Mr. Claus?
Yep. We went over to Hobby Lobby.
Oh, look, it's smoking just like bubbly.
Oh.
Well,
We have a segment of Jim Carrey phrases.
That should tell us how cold it is in this house.
Yeah, I'm surprised I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt. You're wearing a... Let me move the mouse so...
Is that enough?
Yeah. It's in a wine glass.
I know, I like these stemless glasses. I don't have to worry about whacking it over.
Everybody likes a good whacking.
I'm gonna whack you.
Shout out below if we should review The Godfather 2 or The Godfather 3.
Here, I'll give that to you.
Put it back here next to our sponsor today, Mia Bella Candles. Always a sponsor.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bubbly.
This is the Martinelli's, a staple in the
Rosé.
pretty much 30 years we've been together. It's the raspberry apple, which is very good.
That's what I'm smelling is the raspberry.
I think they came out this with a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
on a
Raspberry.
podcast within a podcast, does this Martinelli sequel?
It's all right.
Should we do a Martinelli's drinking challenge?
Oh,
It won't be
Lord.
quite as bad as the Dr. Pepper with all that sugar and caffeine.
That one's coming soon.
Oh, yeah. Third time's a charm.
Mark your calendars for New Year's.
What's my history with the franchise? Is that what you're going to ask me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your history with the franchise?
I want to say we saw the first movie because it came out a couple years after we started dating. I want to say we saw it in the theaters because
I think we
Home
did.
Improvement, Tim Allen.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. It's the problem with being my age and consuming so much media between movies, TV, music, and video games.
And us being together so long, there's so many
it's
memories.
It's a blur.
It starts to become a blur.
That's the one thing I liked about reviewing City Slickers 2. It was a movie that you saw without me. Which, like, what? There's a movie you saw without me? Yeah, I think we saw it in the theaters, but we definitely saw it on cable. But I know we've watched the trilogy multiple times in the 3 decades we've been together, and we just recently rewatched it, the movies before the franchise to get us all set up. So that's my history. What is your history with the Santa Claus franchise? Got ditto.
Ditto.
Excellent.
It's another one where, it's the same as you.
Yeah.
We saw the first one in, the beginning, from the very beginning, the first one, and, each one ever since, and yeah.
Gotcha.
They're kind of a staple during the holidays for us to watch.
Let's throw out some tiny little movie and TV facts / info. The Santa Claus with an E. That's like chili with an I. Released 1994, rated PG.
Smells like tomato soup.
Where's your grilled cheese
I
sandwich?
know. I had that yesterday. I had grilled cheese and tomato soup yesterday.
I don't like you. Runtime 107 minutes. Santa Claus 2, or AKA the Mrs. Claus, released 2002, rated G, runtime 104 minutes.
Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause, released in 2006. Oh, yeah, see? Early 90s. Rated G with a runtime of 98 minutes. And The Santa Clauses in 2022, rated TV PG, with 6 episodes and with an average runtime of 32 minutes.
I think during our Will It sequel, I think that's what our guess was. Like each episode was going to be about 32 to 36. So we nailed that. So
yeah, because we were like, all 6 episodes together would be like a feature-length film, essentially.
Yeah, you could with that. They essentially made a 3-hour movie, but they broke it down into bite-sized pieces, so it was very digestible. And now it's all on Disney Plus, so you can
right.
You don't have to wait week by week like we did. So if you want to consume it all,
yeah. So what's so appealing about this franchise to you?
Well, there are many things about this franchise to love or to like, or not at all. But one for me, Tim Allen from Home Improvement and Last Man Standing, playing Johnny St. Nick. I mean, I think that's after they went through some other people, they landed on Tim Allen, and like Bruce Willis, who was a TV actor before Die Hard. I can't even imagine anybody else playing this role because it was just. It seemed like the role was made for him.
Yeah.
My personal opinion. 2, the writers of the first film found a unique angle to this fable that Hollywood's been telling for many years,
Yeah.
What happens when somebody who's thrusted into the job of Santa Claus, an average person like you or me,
Right.
3, the sheer fact that they came up with 2 more movies with different clauses, a wife clause and an escape clause, is, in my opinion, smart and funny.
Yeah.
4th, after 16 years, when you think it's all said and done, for better or for worse, they find like one more story, like one more clause that is any person that has got a normal job at one point, like, okay, I'm going to retire from this job. And why I didn't think there'd be a retirement clause.
Yeah.
Because I figured probably went back to like the very first one where a Santa, fell off the roof and ba-boom.
Right. Yeah.
What's your what's excuse me?
I like how one of the things is I like how they use the play on words. You the title is Santa Claus, so you think Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Claus, but it's clause
Like,
as in a contract.
Exactly.
Right. And then they expanded on that with the other two movies, finding, like you said, the wife clause.
Yeah.
And the escape clause, and then finally the retirement clause.
Yeah.
So I liked how they did it. Essentially, it was a play on words.
The escape clause for me was it Jimmy Stewart? It's a Wonderful Life. It's like a mini version of that. Like what would happen?
Right.
If he didn't pick up the coat.
Right.
So, except
so, he's not going to throw himself off a bridge
that's what tickles your tinsel about the franchise.
Yeah. And trying to think if there's anything else. I think that was pretty much it. I think you pretty much said everything I was going to say, so.
Well, I mean, yeah, most of the time, very rarely when we talk about a movie or something do we not agree. When Duff and I would do it, most of the time we would agree, but every once in a while, there was, a different, rating on a movie or something, which, is why we like doing this so much. Should we shoot on over to some likes and some dislikes across the franchise?
Why the hell not?
Well, we're gonna give. Normally we have a small plethora when we're doing a movie, but since we're going across the whole franchise, we've decided to pick one or two likes and dislikes over each franchise. So let's kick it off with the first one.
First movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Santa Claus 1. The Santa Claus.
With an E.
Yeah.
Not with an I. Chili with an I. Alton Brown.
One of our favorite episodes, of Good Eats.
Give me something that you like off the first one.
Bernard being the head elf.
Yeah.
He was like one of my favorites because it's like,
yeah,
he's like, get it through your sick head. You put the coat on.
Oh yeah, basically he was just telling him straight up because he was the head elf. It's like, hey, you put on the coat. You're the big guy, or you're the fat man now, or
fat man now.
Whatever. And they go over to the scope and he's like, and you look, the what looks like a green trim around the card is the contract.
Yeah.
Which is another, they keep flipping it.
Oh yeah, getting stronger and stronger magnification.
Yeah, each movie, there was, they kept going to the card, and there was even smaller print on each different clause.
Which is another lesson. I guess maybe it's a lesson for kids. You always read the small print.
Yeah, read it all.
Always.
Before you put your John or Jane Hancock on there. Another thing that I like about the first one, for some reason, the kids know Scott Calvin is Santa. Like he's in that transition period. They're just coming up to him. It's like they know.
Oh, yeah.
And which then makes his ex-wife feel that he's being delusional,
Mm-hmm.
But he's he's trying to come to grips that, like, okay, I'm the new Santa,
Yeah.
And that's the transfer. That whole year with the transformation is great, especially, going to the doctor, and he's running.
Yeah.
Well, you're healthy. And he's like, as a horse, and he slaps his belly.
Yeah.
You got another like?
The SWAT team elves. They were kind of funny.
Elves with attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the jetpacks.
They're springing in from jail.
Yeah, using that tinsel to slice off the bars. Dislikes. There's only one that I could think of, and I recently found out that there was a subplot of Charlie that was cut from Disney execs, and it's him kind of coming to grips with his dad being Santa Claus, and just being happy and proud and telling everybody, but everybody's like, oh, your dad's not Santa. And I can understand trying to trim it down for for a family holiday movie. But
Right.
I think at this point they should go back, and if they can, reinsert it and make it a director's cut. Because I mean, last year they did a director's cut to Rocky Four, and they've done other director's cuts, over the years.
Oh, is that so? Is that why they did the one scene where it was bring your dad to work and he he's my dad Santa
Yeah,
Claus and he's like no I'm like Santa.
yeah, yeah.
That's why that was how they.
Yeah, any scene that I heard, I forgot a person that did it on YouTube. Any scene that where Scott Calvin wasn't in it got axed. So that whole subplot with Charlie.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of like this, like the song in the Muppet Christmas Carol. It was on the VHS tape. When Scrooge
Scrooge and his
yeah, and when him and his
Belle
were breaking up, and she had that song. It was
Love is
theater,
Gone. Mm-hmm.
and then Blu-ray and streaming. They cut it out, but for the VHS tape, we got. You're on SequelCentric Fire Chat. What's your hot take?
What are you talking about? Everybody likes Denny's. It's an American institution,
Hams.
according to Scott Calvin.
Moon's over my
However,
hammy.
According to Super Smash Brothers, Chef would agree. He's all about a grand slam.
Gotcha. What's your hot take on?
Oops, she hung up.
Okay.
She hung up on you.
She hung up on me. What a twist!
There a twist?
A twist. What were you got any other dislikes? That's the only one I could.
No, not really. I wasn't even aware of that one.
I just stumbled across it when I was kind of doing some
Good
research.
job, Nate.
Thanks.
Did your homework.
Up top, Santa Claus 2, aka the Mrs. Claus,
Yeah.
which I'm surprised they didn't insert that little subtitle over when it came to streaming on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Lay us down on some likes on Santa Claus 2.
Lay us down on some likes.
Give some lax.
Some lax?
Some lax.
What the heck's in your glass?
Get in the truck, but go down to the creek. Do a little tire tossing.
You sound a little stronger than sparkling apple cider in your glass. You got a flask over there that you're
No, I only
sipping
reserve
from?
reserve flasks for funerals and weddings. Isn't that right, Wonder Twin?
Mm.
What some likes? Give us some likes for Santa Claus 2.
My mind blanked.
Well,
Yeah, well, give me a second. Yeesh. Don't make me break out the binky. Charlie gets caught on the naughty list.
yeah, right up front.
And Scott's like, no.
What? Surprised he didn't do the home improvement. Yeah, and you can really tell he's been doing it for 8 years, so he really, really enjoys the job. He likes being the new Santa and finding, and when finding out there's a Mrs. Claus, it's just between that and then Charlie being on the naughty list, it's kind of just throws him for a loop. All this stuff's being thrown at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other likes?
Yeah. Scott's doing a great job as the new Santa and finds out about the Mrs. Claus.
I just said that.
I wasn't listening.
Excellent. What about Scott using a Santa magic?
I liked it too.
Okay. The producer confirms what I said. Excellent. I
concur.
Because he only had, he was reverting back. His magic he was losing his magic, and but he used a little bit of that at the when he found Carol, and he went to her holiday party, and everybody was bummed,
Oh
really
yeah.
bummed out.
Oh yeah, that was a real rager.
Oh my God, yeah. So
Wow.
he had a sack, and he was bringing out these toys that all the adults had as kids.
You see more excitement at the old folks' home.
Exactly. That was like a real downer of that movie. It's like, what's going on? Like
whoa.
yeah. Everybody, it clearly looked like,
like
nobody wanted to be there.
We have to be here. We don't want to be here.
Exactly.
Kind of like the company Christmas parties.
Any dislikes of the film?
Yeah. The end felt a little bit rushed, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, not to jump to movie facts or fun facts,
Mm-hmm.
but when we were reading off all the movies and how long they were, each movie was, kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
Oh, yeah.
107 was 102, 98. So,
Yep.
let's head on over to the third movie, The Escape Clause.
Oh my gosh, the Council of Legendary
Yeah,
Figures.
they're in the second movie. We should have put that in under lights.
They are, but they come back.
Yeah, but they come back. Yeah, Mother Nature, Father Time, Cupid, Easter Bunny, the Sandman, the Molinator, aka the Tooth Fairy.
Oh yeah, he's like trying to get a new name instead of Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, in the second movie, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Martin Short playing Jack Frost.
Oh yeah. I think they picked the perfect guy. Yeah, he plays such a great Jack Frost.
I invented chill.
Yeah. Yeah, he's he can be he plays intense really well, but not where it might freak out kids.
Right. Yeah.
Going off of that, one of the dislikes is I felt that Jack Frost to me felt a lot like Loki from the MCU.
Well, yeah, he's a troublemaker.
True.
Yeah.
You
he
know.
kind of is. Because even there's a Rankin and Bass Jack Frost.
Yeah.
And with Frosty and all that.
Yeah.
And he's a troublemaker in that one too.
Yeah. Any other dislikes, or should we head on over to?
For me, not really. No.
Okay.
What about you?
Father-in-law, I thought was bit of a horse's rear end, but it's understandable.
Well, in-laws usually are.
Well, I mean,
we got lucky.
Yeah, true. But I mean, I can understand. He's got his only daughter. She gets married, gets whisked away. He doesn't get to see her. So I mean, obviously there's going to be resentment. But he seemed to warm up to Mother Nature quite quickly.
Yeah, he did.
Wait, if you're Father Christmas, I'm Father Christmas-in-law, or whatever he's.
Right.
Things about the TV series that we like.
I liked how they did break it up into 6 episodes, so it allowed for each episode to kind of breathe and develop.
Kind of piggybacks, like we said, the third one. The second one kind of felt rushed at the end.
Right.
It's like it was moving at a good clip, and then it's like, oh, we got to get married, and push, gotta,
Right.
I think the second movie would have really benefited to this formula of breaking it into 6 episodes. It would have given it time to breathe. It wouldn't have felt so rushed.
Yeah.
And they and Scott and Carol would have had a little bit more time to get to know one another.
So there's one more that I just thought of for the third one.
Okay.
And it was the creepy tin soldiers. Wait, was that?
That's the second one.
That was the second one, which leads into the series. They come back.
Yeah. That was that was
the
interesting.
Third one for some reason.
Yeah, that's going off of that. A like for the series is there are little nods of all 3 movies in one shape or another or form
throughout the series.
So nice little nods, and I don't think they hit you over the head.
Yeah, no.
So, but it does. If you've seen the movies, it gives you a little bit of that extra lore.
Right.
Anything else you like before we get on over to?
I like how we got a little bit of Bernard's backstory.
Yeah.
When he reappeared.
Yeah, like why wasn't he there in the third one? Which was which we didn't. Which
We're not.
It should have been in our dislikes for the escape clause. I mean, Curtis did an okay job because he was
right
in the second movie, but like Bernard was so.
Yeah.
He was there when Scott landed, and he's like, "Hey, you're the new clause." He was telling him, "This is your job," and even in the second one, so for me, his absence was missed. So to see him return in the show was a plus for me.
Yeah.
Any dislikes?
For me, well, Curtis not being there.
Yeah.
The Christmas witch, maybe a little. I mean, for me, it was kind of neither here nor there.
Yeah, it's kind of a catch-22.
Yeah.
I can see why they put her in there, but for me, I don't think it'd make that much of a difference.
I guess I don't even know if it's a dislike. Maybe it was just in the last episode that we watched. Forgot to turn my phone off. And Mrs. Claus becomes, kung fu fighter.
What'd they say? They said Mrs. Wick Claus or something. They made a John Wick reference.
No, that was Tim Allen's character, Scott's character. He comes in and he's like, geez, it looks like, John Wick was in here. He makes a reference. Yeah. That was funny. I did like that. That was but it's, I guess that was like the only really thing I didn't care for.
Yeah, they set up Bernard and Bernard was in the first one, then they introduced Curtis. So you figured by the third one Bernard and Curtis were going to be there. And then Bernard wasn't, but they explained here why he left. We won't spoil it. But Curtis isn't there. But I'm guessing maybe because elves are supposed to be, because I mean you could tell in the third movie he was taller and a little bit older than from the first movie, so maybe it just wasn't feasible. They couldn't figure that out. So but yeah, that pretty much those might Curtis not being there bummed me out, and I forgot her official name. I'll just call her the Christmas Witch.
Yeah, I don't remember what her name was. I'd have to watch it again, which I probably will.
Let's roll some fun facts. The
that fun fact footage.
From that fun, exactly. The first movie is the only one out of the movies that got a PG rating from the Motion Picture Association of America. Thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know what's in there that makes it a PG over G.
Language. I think there was language.
Okay.
I think I'd have to watch it again, which I will. Tom Hanks and Robin Williams were considered for the role of Scott Calvin before Tim Allen was eventually cast.
I think I think Tom Hanks would be a good Santa because he played it in Polar Express.
Polar Express, yeah.
Robin Williams, I'm not saying he wouldn't be a good Santa Claus, but he's known for improving.
He's a loose cannon. He would have been, it would have been like a Mrs. Doubtfire type thing, which is a great movie. Love that movie. Loved his character in it.
Yeah.
He nailed it. But it would have been interesting to see him as Santa Claus in this one.
Next little fun fact, at the peak of Tim's Santa transformation, he was in the makeup chair for 4 hours. And I think there's only 2 other people that can relate, Jim Carrey for the Grinch and Mike Myers for the Cat in the Hat, which is like 3, nothing less than 3, but no more than 4. So, full bodysuit and stuff.
Right.
Crazy.
Well, it could have been like, what was her name? In the first X-Men movie, and she played Mystique, and they had to spray paint her costume on.
Yeah, spray paint her blue and then put all those little blue bumps on her,
The jiggling belly in the first movie, where Scott is running on a treadmill, weighed around 50 pounds.
Man.
That's probably about what I carry on my chest.
I would have figured 25, Because, the prosthetics, the practical effects look, it's fake, but it looks good enough to pass, right?
Yeah.
Because the shirt's up like here, and he's like running, and then just does that build. You think this is a little weight, And then the sound effect that they added in was it's one of the funnier parts of the first movie.
We here at SequelCentric believe there are hits and some misses in this franchise, but overall, a solid choice of entertainment for the Christmas season.
Yeah, all 3 movies, and the last episode dropped, so it's all there. You can,
Yeah.
do a Santa Claus marathon if you want.
Oh, totally.
So, or,
And you're not, stuck with the one they do on TBS. That you either hate or love.
Yep. We here at SequelCentric are working on the next Patreon episode, so if you're at the $5 tier or higher, don't forget to vote on the poll. That's it for Fireside Chat. Please check out our other content on YouTube and Patreon, and you can listen to us on all major podcasting apps.
And our next episode will be the Dr. Pepper Challenge on YouTube, January 1st, 2023. SequelCentric I like how you talked about us in the third person.
What can I say?
We will be live streaming, so don't miss the sugar and caffeine-induced fun.
We're currently we are working on our next Patreon episode. So if you're at the $5 tier or higher, head on over there and don't forget to vote. It's important. You don't want another landslide like this one.
Well, people want what the people want.
I guess so.
And until next time,
Remember this one thing.
waffles are a dog's
Favorite breakfast item.
Bye.
Bye. That's it for Fireside Chat. Please check out our other content.
You want to try again?
Sure, let's try it again.